Morning all, back down by the seaside. Blimey, it's a bit fresh this morning. Winter's definitely on its way. So firstly, Kemi Badenoch. Now, do you know what? I actually quite like Kemi. Right? I'm not saying that I'd give her my vote, but what I will say is that I'm looking forward to seeing her giving Keir Starmer one hell of a grilling during PMQs, right? Because I don't think you're going to mess with Kemi Badenoch. I don't think you're going to get away with giving her any old nonsense. So I'm looking forward to that, and good luck, Kemi. She's a mum, which I always think is an head start. When you're a mum, you have a protective instincts, and well, time will tell, right? Time will, tell how she shapes up. But more importantly, I want to talk about reform again. Yes, again. I know some people say, Paul, will you leave it out with reform? Let them get on with it, and they're our best chance, etc., etc. And to a large degree, I agree. But there's a big but here. Now, over the last few months, I've met a few politicians, and I've learnt a lot about politics and politicians. And I've got to tell you that there is one man that stands out for me. One man stands out head and shoulders above all of them, above everyone else, for many, many reasons. And that man is Ben Habib. Now, Ben currently is unaffiliated, I believe, to any party. He was, of course, a very important part of reform until he was, for me, unceremoniously and unfairly removed to be replaced by Richard Faux Tice, who keeps putting his size 9 in it. Now look, I'm going to get off Richard's back. Let's say he made a mistake. Let's say Camilla Tominey caught him on the hop. Let's forgive him for a moment. Let's forgive Nigel Farage for not coming out and standing up for the people that he should have stood up for. We'll put all that behind us again for about the 5th time, and we'll think about the bigger picture. That's what we keep having to do. But let's talk about Ben for a minute. I'm going to call him our Ben, because he's a man that truly represents the people, in my opinion. He's a man that manages to do something that's actually very difficult. It's bridging the gap between the people with the right accents, the people with the right educations, the people in the right places, bridging that gap between them and having a genuine understanding and empathy with the ordinary man on the street, the working class. Benny's the only one that I know that can do that and does it very well. And I tell you why he does it very well, is because he's sincere. Sincerity. Now, there's another rare commodity in politics, right? Now, currently, whether they like it or not, and it's not my fault, I know some of you like to blame me, I'm just a messenger. I just tell you the way things are and what I see and what I hear. Currently, reform and its support is in a bit of a mess. And it ain't looking good going forward, because every social media commentator I listen to that cares about our country has pretty much the same opinion as me, is that reform have made a right mess of the last few weeks. How can they put it right? Well, that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. They've upset a lot of people and they've lost a lot of friends. But it's never too late. Reform could put it right. In my opinion, there is a very easy way of putting it right. And that is to parachute Ben Habib into a position where, whenever the opportunity arrives and when the chance comes up, to parachute Ben back into reform so that he can win a seat in Parliament and become their 6th MP. Reinstating Ben Habib, in my humble opinion, and I think a lot of you will share this opinion, reinstating Ben Habib into a senior position within the party could heal pretty much all the wounds. And then we could really move forward together. We're not asking Nigel and Richard to come on board with us and start singing Old Tommy Tommy at the next event. We don't expect that. We know it will be dangerous. We know it will be the wrong thing to do for them as a party. We get that. We're grown-ups. We're mature. A bit more mature than the party, it seems, at sometimes, and we're certainly more forgiving and understanding. But Nigel, if you get to watch this on the off chance, Richard, if you get to watch this on the off chance, if you want our support, and there are millions of us, whether you like to admit it or not, whether you understand it or not, I don't think you understand, but there are hundreds and thousands, if not millions of us. Have a little look at how many views this video gets. Who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm just a wannabe reform supporting YouTuber. So imagine what the masses feel. You're missing a trick, reform. The party is missing, for me, their very, very best asset, who has the most integrity, the most respect and the most love from the working class people of this country, and not just the working class, the middle and upper class as well. Ben has that magic ability of being able to bridge all gaps, and that's a rare commodity and a brilliant asset that reform are currently wasting. Will I support reform again? Possibly. But for me, not until Ben Habib is back in the party. And I would encourage each and every one of you right now, I'm going to pop the email address on screen. Please email Reform HQ and tell them that we want Ben Habib, our man, back within the party, and not just back somewhere, anywhere. We want Ben back right at the very top and at the top table where he belongs. I get so much correspondence and so many emails from people saying, why is Ben not representing reform? Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask Nigel. You'd have to ask Richard Tice. You'd have to ask Zia Youssef. With all due respect to Zia, who seems a nice enough guy, what does he bring to this table apart from money that Ben Habib doesn't? You tell me. And this is the problem that a lot of us have. So again, the message is the same. Reform, we want to support you. We want to have your backs. We want to go out there. We want to be leafleting. We want to be campaigning. We want to be making videos in support of you. We want to be earning you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of votes at the local council elections coming up next year, and then going forward at the general election. We want reform to form the next government here in the UK, but we want Ben Habib. It's a very simple, it's a simple deal as far as I'm concerned. Is that too much to ask for? Otherwise, Nigel, tell us what Ben has done wrong. Why would reform not be utilising one of their most prized and most valuable assets? It baffles me, it really does. All I care about is having the right people in the right places. And I believe that given the right platform, given the right voice, given the right position, there are dogs out there that would vote for Ben Habib. And you know why? Because he is a true man of the people, a man of integrity, and a man that knows what he's doing. And that is what we're lacking in British politics right now. Look, I'm not here to be Ben Habib's biggest supporter. I don't know the man. Really, I mean, I've spoke to him once or twice, but I don't know the man. But I'm not stupid. I might not be the most educated person in the world. I might not have degrees. I'm not an academic, but I know a good person when I see one. And so do a lot of other people. So reform, once again, it's over to you.